January 30th, 1945. It's a little before 7 in the evening on the island of Luzon in the Philippines. The tropical air is thick and heavy. On the outskirts of the small town of Cabanatuan, a place still firmly in the grip of the Japanese Imperial Army, lies a prison camp. But this is no ordinary camp. For 3 long, agonizing years, this has been a place of slow death for hundreds of American soldiers. These men are the survivors of the infamous Bataan Death March, and their existence has been a daily struggle against starvation, disease, and the casual brutality of their captors. They are ghosts of their former selves, skeletal figures clinging to the thinnest threads of life. Hope, for most, is a distant memory. And now, a new and more immediate terror has taken hold. Rumors are swirling through the camp, whispered on the dying breaths of men. With General MacArthur's American forces advancing across the island, the Japanese command has issued a chilling order. Upon the enemy's approach, all prisoners are to be executed. The final, brutal end is no longer a matter of if, but when. Time is running out. For these 500-plus souls, trapped behind barbed wire, the clock is ticking down to 0. But they don't know that miles away, in the deepening twilight, a desperate gamble is about to be made. A plan so audacious, so risky, that military planners called it impossible. This is the story of the Great Raid at Cabanatuan, one of the most daring rescue missions in the history of warfare. The mission falls to an elite group, the 6th Ranger Battalion, led by the determined Lieutenant Colonel Henry Mucci. These aren't just any soldiers, they are Rangers, trained for the most difficult and dangerous of operations. Mucci handpicks just 121 of his best men for the job, but they won't be alone. Joining them are brave Filipino guerrilla fighters, local men and women who know the terrain like the back of their hand and who have been fighting a shadow war against the Japanese occupation for years. Their courage and local knowledge will be indispensable. The plan is simple on paper, but incredibly complex in execution. The Rangers must march 30 miles through enemy-held territory, sneak up on a heavily fortified prison camp, eliminate the guards, and then escort over 500 weak and sickly men back to safety, all while avoiding the thousands of Japanese troops garrisoned in the area. The odds are stacked astronomically against them. Failure means not only their own deaths, but the massacre of every prisoner they came to save. As darkness finally blankets the land, the mission begins. It's 6:30 p.m. The Rangers, their faces blackened with charcoal, begin their final approach. They move like specters through the tall, sharp-edged cogon grass, crawling on their bellies for the last mile. Every rustle of a leaf, every snap of a twig could betray their position. The camp is just ahead, a dark stain on the landscape, surrounded by barbed wire and watch. Inside, the Japanese garrison is on alert. Worse, there are an estimated 8,000 enemy soldiers within a few miles, a hornet's nest that could be stirred at any moment. To even the odds, Mucci's plan relies on a brilliant piece of deception. Miles away from the camp, a contingent of Filipino guerrillas, under the command of Captain Juan Pajota, launches a diversionary attack on a Japanese outpost. Their goal is to create chaos, to draw enemy reinforcements away from the prison, giving the Rangers a precious window of opportunity. As the sounds of distant fighting echo through the night, a second piece of the ruse unfolds in the sky above. A lone American P-61 Black Widow night fighter, flown by Captain Ken Schreiber, begins to circle low over the prison camp. He cuts the engine on one side, sputtering and backfiring, mimicking an aircraft in distress. The guards on the ground, distracted and curious, look up at the seemingly crippled plane. Their attention is drawn away from the perimeter, away from the darkness where 121 Rangers are now lying in wait, just a few hundred yards from the main gate. The stage is set. Inside the camp, the prisoners are unaware. They lie in their squalid barracks, listening to the familiar sounds of the night, the buzz of mosquitoes, the distant rumble they mistake for thunder. They are too weak to fight, too beaten down to dream of rescue. For them, it's just another night, closer to the end. Some are so sick, they can no longer stand. They are men who have endured years of unimaginable suffering, men who have been forgotten by the world, or so they think. It's now 7:45 p.m. The Rangers have reached their final positions, their hearts pounding in their chests. The air is electric with tension. Colonel Mucci gives the signal. From the darkness, a single rifle shot rings out. It's the sound that ignites the night. In an instant, the world explodes. Ranger bazooka teams fire into the main gates and guard towers, blowing them to pieces. Machine guns open up, pouring a storm of tracer fire into the Japanese barracks. The Rangers surge forward, screaming into the chaos. Get down! We're Americans! We're here to save you! The prisoners are stunned into disbelief. Is this a dream? A hallucination brought on by fever and starvation? Some hide under their bunks, thinking it's a Japanese trick, a prelude to their execution. But then they see them, the strong, well-fed American soldiers, storming the camp. The realization dawns, not as a gentle wave, but as a tidal crash of overwhelming emotion. It's the Yanks. A prisoner cries out, his voice cracking. They've come for us. The fighting is fast, brutal, and precise. The Rangers move with practiced efficiency, clearing barracks and eliminating resistance. But their primary mission is not to fight. It's to rescue. They rush to the prisoners, shouting encouragement. Let's go. We're getting you out of here. But many of the men are too weak to move. They haven't walked more than a few feet in years. Rangers, adrenaline pumping, hoist these emaciated men onto their backs, carrying them through the smoke and gunfire. Other prisoners, weeping with joy and disbelief, stumble towards the shattered gates, leaning on each other for support. The dead are left behind. There is no time. The living must move, and they must move now. The main assault lasts less than 30 minutes. In that short, violent span of time, the impossible becomes reality. The Japanese garrison is annihilated, and the camp is secured. All 513 prisoners, 489 Americans, and 24 Allied nationals are now free. They are out of the camp, but they are not yet safe. The journey back is a race against time. The sound of the raid has alerted every Japanese unit in the area. Reinforcements are closing in fast, and the night is alive with gunfire. This is where the Filipino guerrillas prove their incredible valor. Captain Pahota's men, who had earlier created the diversion, now form a critical roadblock. They engage the advancing Japanese forces with ferocious courage, holding them off long enough for the slow-moving column of rescuers and survivors to escape. The trek is a nightmare. The liberated prisoners, many barefoot and all malnourished, struggle to keep pace. Local Filipino villages emerge from the darkness, bring in food, water, and carabo-drawn carts to help transport the weakest men. It's a spontaneous, incredible display of solidarity and humanity. Every person knows they are risking their lives to help, but they do it without hesitation. For hours, they move through the jungle, a long, shuffling column of ghosts, led by their saviors. Behind them, the sounds of the Filipino guerrillas' desperate battle fade into the distance. By midnight, exhausted, wounded, but miraculously alive, the first groups reach the safety of American lines. The final tally is almost unbelievable. Of the more than 120 rescuers who went in, only 2 Rangers were killed in action. Tragically, 1 prisoner died of a heart attack during the chaos of the escape. Considering the mission was deemed suicidal, the result was nothing short of a miracle. 513 men, who were days, perhaps only hours, away from being murdered, were brought home. News of the Cabanatuan raid spread like wildfire. It was a beacon of light in the final, dark months of the war. It electrified the American public and became a powerful symbol of the military's sacred creed: never leave a man behind. The mission showcased the incredible skill of the Army Rangers, the unbreakable spirit of the prisoners, and the heroic, often overlooked, contribution of the Filipino resistance fighters. Today, the Great Raid at Cabanatuan is studied as one of the most successful special operations in U.S. military history. But more than that, it remains a timeless story of what can be achieved against impossible odds. It's a testament to the idea that in the darkest of times, courage, ingenuity, and the selfless willingness to risk everything for a fellow human being can triumph over despair and create a miracle. Thank you for watching. If you are moved by this story of heroism, Please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of courage from history.